NCD Police accuse media of biased reporting. Mosby Northwest prepares for by-elections. And Vagrancy Act impossible to implement.
This is National MTV News with Shamaine Poriambep.
Welcome. This is Saturday's news. The National Capital District Police Boss is disappointed over the lack of media support towards police work. Calling a media conference today, the Metropolitan Superintendent Commander Gideon Ikumu said the media continues to do one-sided reporting and does not acknowledge or promote police achievements and challenges. The media conference stemmed from an incident involving one of MTV staff. Richard Magay was picked up by police at 5 Mile 24 Market after police saw him using his phone to film the police.
Yesterday, they came and got my esky full of drinks. And while getting the esky, process of getting the esky and putting it into the car, I came and argued with them, saying that it's not a betel nut, drinks, which they didn't want to give it back to me. So I argued over with them, and same time there was an MTV representative, senior, he was here, and he was like getting the shots of it. They went and hit him on the head, put him in the vehicle, slapped him on the head again, threw him in the vehicle. And they took him about 5 or 6 hours for him to come back. And the families were looking for him.
According to the NCD Metropolitan Superintendent Commander Gideon Ikumu, the police were on COVID-19 enforcement duties.
Policemen were out there doing the government regulations, enforcing that COVID new normal is complied with.
Richard looked suspicious because of his appearance.
Unfortunately, we have an incident where one of the officers, who we thought was any ordinary person because of the way he was dressed, scruffy, and the way he was taking photos, stealthily, sneaky, hiding from behind taking photos. And police have the power to arrest and detain any person who has committed, who's about to commit, for questioning purposes. We are aware of incidences of hate groups mobilizing and saying all sorts of things they want in the media. We are very aware of that. And we are mindful of people taking those kind of shots. Because there is a number of groups generating hate against police for no good reason. So we are mindful of that when we picked up.
He said police were disappointed that within an hour of detaining Richard, the media went frenzy, referring to this post made by MTV online when they couldn't reach Richard.
Police took him into one of the tents at Unagi, and all of a sudden there is a media hype. Within less than an hour, there's already rumors about a kidnapping done by police in broad daylight. Kidnapping done by a group of policemen, a number of vehicles who went out to enforce the COVID enforcement, to protect the community as far as COVID is concerned.
He further said media should be working closely with police to also promote and educate the public on the good work of the police. Ikumu said such biased reporting is not helping the police at all with COVID-19 awareness and enforcement.
We continue to have a one-sided affair, one-sided reporting against police. We are partners in this country. It is our country, it is our community, and we should be enforcing and doing things right for our country. COVID enforcement is for the country, right? It's the government decision. Because fear of the pandemic is imminent. Lives were a threat. People are dying. And policemen and women out there are doing this to protect you. But the manner in which it was reported just within an hour, branding policemen this and that, and the kind of attitude you are generating towards police out there is not healthy at all. You are not helping the enforcement of COVID out there.
But residents at 5 Mile 24 Market, where Richard was filming, said while they respect the work of the police in enforcing COVID-19 protocols, they do not agree with the police approach. They say it's confusing when one group of police allows them to sell betel nut but wear face mask. Another group of police chases them.
First, all come. All make it like COVID one and blow exercise campaign. They told us that you can wear mask and sit and market. That was the other police that came and said it. These are betel nut control people. After that, the others came. They ransacked everything and got it.
Boy, be like all come na rousin boy, ban blau mas and work blood, blood respecting work blood. But all be any more again still long all. Rousin mo gata boy, rousin mo gata phone, everything. This like so be like talk clear or me now mas this la can pass in way or like some bag or something in the pocket blood man.
Another woman said her family now depends heavily on the soft drink and betel nut sales after all her children got laid off from work due to the lockdown. These mothers have asked us to blur their faces in fear of being targeted by the police. They say police raid in this part of Port Moresby is almost every day.
Policemen were about doing their normal enforcement of removing especially crowds of more than 30 to 40 people. There is no boy ban because we do not want to affect the livelihood of the people, but we are concerned about the crowd teaming up for more than 30 to 40 men.
Meanwhile, Richard Magay was released late on Friday afternoon as the Metsub said after detaining him and questioning him, police found that he did not commit any crime or was about to commit a crime. Preparation for the Mosby Northwest by-election is underway with the selection and training of temporary election workers and polling officials. According to the Acting Electoral Commissioner Simon Sinai, ballot papers have already been printed with other polling equipment and personal protective equipment in progress. He also highlighted the polling dates and polling venues for the by-election.
Speaking to the media yesterday, Acting Electoral Commissioner Simon Sinai gave an update on the progress of the Mosby Northwest by-election. He says ballot papers have already been printed and selection and training for the polling officials is underway. Other polling equipment is in order, with personal protective equipment for officials are progressing.
Polling equipments are already all in order. Polling kits are already all in order. And PPEs, the COVID-19 equipments and everything are in progress.
Polling will officially commence on the 29th of May on a legal time frame of 14 days and will end on the 12th of June. However, for Mosby Northwest, it will be a one-day polling to be conducted on the 2nd of June. According to the Electoral Commissioner, polling will be conducted using the Alpha Split system and more awareness will be conducted by the Electoral Commission.
You will be expecting what they call as Alpha Split, meaning those names will start with A to K will go to one polling place and LMN or PQ will go to another polling place. That's kind of arrangements we are making in the polling station. So that awareness will be coming out very soon.
Saturday, 29th of May, the polling will officially commence within the legal time frame of 14 days, and it will close on the 12th of June. Within that 14 days period, 2nd of June, Wednesday, 2nd of June has been pinpointed as the day for the actual polling for Mosby Northwest. One-day polling.
Counting will commence on the 14th of June and will go on for a maximum of 10 days, and it will be conducted at respective wards. Counting for Ward 1 will be at Hanwa Bada United Church Hall, Ward 7 at Murray Barracks, Ward 10 at PNG IPA or at Call, with Ward 8 and 11 at Sir John Guy Stadium. First preferences votes will be counted at the respective wards, with quality checks and elimination to be conducted at a central venue.
Counting will commence on the 14th, minimum of 7 days and a maximum of 10 days, depending on the speed and progress of the counting. Counting commences on the 14th and will end on the 21st of June.
In light of the COVID-19 pandemic, the Electoral Commission have put in place standard operation procedures for the by-election. This is to ensure the election process is compliant with the nuclear passing protocol, and people found to be in breach of the SOPs will be dealt with under the Pandemic Act. All stakeholders have been urged to work together with the Electoral Commission and NCDC to ensure the election is conducted transparently.
An SOP is in place to ensure that the entire program, the entire election, by-election activity is COVID-19 compliant, from polling, from nomination right down to polling, counting as well.
Rayon Lakingu National, MTV News.
A member of the Gender-Based Violence Parliamentary Committee says more support is required to address GBV in the country. Alotau MP Charles Abel says GBV is a deterrent to social and economic development and must be eradicated.
While the political support rallying behind the abolition of gender-based violence and its related effect, GBV committee member Charles Abel says the government must support its efforts. The former Deputy Prime Minister says enough talking has been done and it's about time stakeholders take action. Abel says a concerted effort must be invested to support the committee's work.
We see that and see these issues given the short time frame that we have, of really only around 12 months. What can we meaningfully actually get done? So we want to elevate the issue of gender-based violence, which is of great concern, but we want to be practical in what can the committee do through an inquiry and a report and letters to the relevant ministers and commitments on camera in the public towards actually doing something about this cause so that the committee can be effective.
While many campaigns have been conducted to end the mysterious gender-based violence brings, the GBV Parliamentary Committee is tackling this social issue head-on. The Alatau MP says a greater focus will be a change in dissolving obstacles for justice for GBV victims.
And we look at the specific issues along that chain, prosecution chain, whether it's access to getting a proper medical report, access to a magistrate, restraining orders and legislative tweaks that need to be done so that we see more of the people that commit these crimes actually being held accountable.
Co-chair of the Parliamentary Committee, Powers Pakop, says GBV is not a new issue and past commitments to end this social struggle must be addressed by all. He says the committee must be supported for the country to make a bold stand and end GBV-related issues.
In the last few years, we've reduced this, ugly head of violence in our city, but it's still rearing its head again. And we all have to be equally concerned. I am very concerned because I want our city to be a city where we all can be proud that we have come to live together as one nation, one people.
Jack Lopava Jr., National MTV News.
You're watching National MTV News. More stories after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back to the news. Mosby South MP Justin Chachenko has indicated options to implement the Vagrancy Act in his electorate, but says a number of factors, including policing needs capacity building, rife drug and alcohol abuse, remain a struggle for authorities. The Mosby South MP says over the years, there has been no concrete policy framework or measures to control the number of people coming into the city to settle.
With the city experiencing rife in murder and ethnic clashes, the Mosby South MP is eyeing the implementation of the Vagrancy Act. He says this may be a conclusive theory in addressing crime in the city. However, a number of factors need attention.
We haven't got the policing capability at this point of time to move the Vagrancy Act or implement the Vagrancy Act in our capital city. Until we get some other things sorted out, like policing and all the rest of it, it's going to be impossible. And if we send 1,000 or 2,000 people wandering the streets back home to their provinces, how are we rest assured they're not going to fly back the next day?
Just like many other urban areas in the country, Mosby South electorate is seeing a significant population settling. The local MP says not a single policy or law has been robustly enforced to control influx of people. Chochenko wants to allow for a holistic approach to help his people and maintain law and order.
It'll be difficult to police at this point of time. I think the most important thing, we need to clear out the drugs and alcohol in our settlements and our villages. We need to boost up the police force and give them more resources to get them out on the street, get them a more physical presence. And we need more community involvement too, working in partnership with the police, the community, the member and all the rest to ensure that these things don't happen again.
While the Mosby South MP is focused to address crime in his electorate, it's a different story for the Mosby Northeast MP, who has been called to parts of his electorate recently to address evictions. John Cowper says people have flocked the city and want to be part of development. He believes settlers or those living on the fringes of the city be given a fair participation.
You may promote him investors, but same time they must respect the indigenous people of this country.
City Governor Paul Pakop has already warned those in the city causing crime on the streets of Fort Moresby. Governor Pakop says it's a huge challenge for both leaders and communities. Jack Lapava Jr., National MTV News.
The Moresby Provincial Health Authority launched its COVID-19 vaccination program for the province on Friday. Moresby has received 13,000 AstraZeneca vaccine from the second batch of the 132,000 vaccines donated to the country by the Australian government. The MPHA CEO, Dr. Kipas Binga, said vaccinations are not compulsory for the public. However, priority will be given to health workers and other frontline workers.
The members of the Moresby Provincial Health Authority were some of the first yesterday to get vaccinated. This was during the COVID-19 vaccination program launched yesterday. Moresby received 13,000 AstraZeneca vaccines from the second batch of the 132,000 vaccines donated to the country by the Australian government. Dr. Binga said vaccinations are not compulsory for the public and priority will be given to health workers and other frontliners.
For us, it's important that we roll out this thing. So we kick-started, and slowly we can build up momentum. So as part of this launching, it's a way of awareness at the same time. So people who are willing to take Norcam Nakisimo, so VIPs, some of our health workers and all of us will be going through, is to build up that awareness. So man come looking now, but also Larapla Kisim all Philip Strong na by. So it's part of that awareness.
The Angao Chapel and the Buimo Clinic are the designated locations for those within lay who wish to get vaccinated. Dr. Binga said the AstraZeneca vaccine has an expiry date, so the MPHA will be working to get more people vaccinated.
We've got until July 28th or somewhere end of July, somewhere there for that thing's going to be expired. So we need to at least get involved this 13,000 out as much as possible. So online people are now frontline finish. The high-risk population, most at risk, hypertension, diabetes, elderly people who are in and around Leh or in the provinces or districts.
Official rollout of the vaccinations is expected to be rolled out next week. Charlene Airy, National MTV News, Leh.
Innovative Agro Industries has expanded its innovative food park at Vision City. In addition to the Ilimo ice cream, now another PNG-made product has joined the venue.
Innovative Agro Industry, the agri-business developer of both Ilimo Dairy Farm and Cook Highlands Chips, among others, has expanded their innovative food park at Vision City. City residents will now be able to support local farmers through every purchase.
Now our new addition, the Cook Chips, again, these are organic potatoes and cow grown in the highlands from Yalibupangia to Mendi to Nipa to Western Highlands to Chimbu, Jiwaka and other places. And last but not least, for sure, Enga, which is the biggest feeder for this processing plant from our farm in Sirunki.
Got the Cook Cow chips, so they're the most recent addition to our Cook brand. But before that, we had 3 other products that we were offering. It was a steak cut, it was a straight cut, and then it was a shoestring cut.
The innovative food park located at the entrance of Vision City was first opened on December 2019, where Ilimo ice cream is currently being sold. The food park provides a market for local farmers in the highlands as well as maize farmers in the central province. Downstream processing must be and is gradually becoming a part of the PNG agriculture scenery.
Everything that you eat here is made 100% in PNG, upstream to downstream. So when you eat the Ilimo ice cream, you're getting ice cream that starts with the grass and the maize and the sorghum that the cows eat. The cows that were born here in PNG, raised well in PNG, and the products that are crafted by Papua New Guineans for Papua New Guineans at the highest global standards around.
Many enjoyed the official opening yesterday as they came in numbers to taste the cooked chips.
Come here as a family. So as you know, Vision City is for all types of people, including all those families, of course, in all walks of life. So people can come here, enjoy the park, eat at Ilimo with ice cream or cooked chips. So yeah, that will be.
Have Ilimo ice cream and enjoy the music.
We should be proud to have our Papua New Guinean. It's not just the packaging; it's our product, you know. So it's something to be really excited about. We import a lot. We're very import reliant. So it's really cool that we finally got like 100% PNG made and grown products here. So I recommend everybody come down and have a try.
National EMTV News.
When we return, we look at stories making headlines overseas. Don't go away.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome to Trukai Sports. The 2021 Digicel Cup season has been delayed by 3 weeks following positive results of COVID-19 found amongst 2 players of a Digicel Cup franchise team. The PNG NRLC and the PNG RFL are working closely with the National Pandemic Control Centre and the PNG Sports Foundation Pandemic Committee to oversee the management of the situation to ensure the competition can resume in a safe environment.
The 2021 Digicel Cup season, scheduled to kick off this weekend, has been delayed by 3 weeks to the weekend of May 29, 2021. The decision was made at a special PNG NRLC board meeting yesterday. The PNG NRLC chairman, Adrian Chow, in a statement, said the delay was due to members of one of the Digicel Cup teams testing positive for a COVID-19 routine test undertaken on players and officials. The team underwent RTD antigen tests in the morning prior to their departure to Port Mosby, in line with travel requirements put in place for all teams. The results received indicated that 2 of the members' test results returned as positive, whilst the rest of the members were cleared as negative for the COVID-19 virus. The 2 affected members were immediately isolated, pending further investigations and testing, whilst the rest of the team was put into bubble isolation for the required 14 days. All franchise teams have been notified of the situation and the decision and have been instructed to implement further restrictions and guidelines to ensure the risks to their teams are mitigated and managed. Chow stated that the PNG NRLC is committed to the health and well-being of its players, officials and fans. Huxley Lovai, Trukai Sports.
For the first time in the history of the SP Sports Awards, a local sports hero will feature as the guest speaker in this year's event. South Pacific Games gold medalist and Papua New Guinean Hall of Fame Takale Tuna is said to be this year's special guest speaker at the 28th SP Sports Awards presentation night in Port Moresby on May 29th. Takale Tuna was a track and field star back in the late 1980s and early 1990s. He made an impact in sports in Papua New Guinea, thus he is a fitting candidate to be the guest speaker, said SPSA chairperson Nancy Gar. The track star won 13 titles, 6 gold medals, 3 silver medals at the South Pacific Games throughout his career. Takale's sensational record time of 3 minutes and 9.55 seconds ran by the 4x4 meter relay was and is still a Pacific Games record and was a qualifying time for the 1992 Olympic Games. Tuna is ranked number 4 on the PNG all-time best list for the 100 meter with his time of 10.60 seconds. The 28th SP Sports Awards will be broadcasted live on EMTV and social media. With the Taurama Aquatic Centre shutting down for the rest of the year to serve the purposes of COVID-19, High Performance Centre Manager Cornelius Papau is concerned that sports programs will be immensely affected.
It's a national call. That is something that is beyond my control to talk. But the Taurama Aquatic Centre is a multi-sporting venues, accommodating basketball, volleyball, high performance, running workshop also. So it is a venue that it really need to be opened up again for us to promote health, healthy lifestyle and on other general topic that will assist our community. So with this shutdown now, it's really affecting us, and you can see there's alternative ways that we can look in running our programs, but especially for high performance. This is a training home and for Team Papua New Guinea, not just for the Team PNG, but also other federations that have international events to go. So, with high performance set up since 2016, since the preparation for 2015 Pacific Games in Port Moresby, the program really works and assists the athletes and the federation achieve the aim or the goal. So, I personally would like to see Aquatic Centre open again. And with this massive number of sports now requesting high performance to run their training, it's going to be really affecting us now because the setup at the Central Guy Stadium, it's a number game and it's small to cater for a large number of team sports coming in. So it's a call back to our minister and the controller to have some look into that.
Trugai Sports continues with more sports stories after the break. Stay with us.
Trugai Sports. This weather update is proudly brought to you by MoniPlus, with you always.
Weather forecast for tonight and tomorrow. In the southern region, Port Moresby and Daru mostly fine, partly cloudy with possible brief showers. Alotau partly cloudy with brief showers. Possible showers and partly cloudy in Kerema, and Popondetsa mostly fine and partly cloudy. In the Mamasa region, lay cloudy periods with a few showers. Wewak and Medang mostly fine, though partly cloudy, and Vanimo partly cloudy with a shower or two. In the New Guinea Islands, Lorengau, a few showers and cloudy. Kavian, cloudy with some rain showers at times. Kokopo and Rabaul, cloudy with brief showers. Buka, fine, partly cloudy with evening showers. And Kimbe, few showers and partly cloudy. In the Highlands region, Mount Hagen, some rain showers and cloudy. Goroka and Kundiawa, a few showers and partly cloudy. And Mendi and Wabek, partly cloudy with evening drizzles. Forecast for small crabs for the next 24 hours. Waters of southern PNG Indonesian border through Torres Strait to Daru to Kiwai Islands to Kerema to Yule Island to Hood Point to Summer Islands and with waters of Summer Islands to Cape Vogel and eastern and western Milne Bay Islands with waters of New Ireland to New Britain and Bougainville seas 1.5 to 2 meters. Waters north of Cape Vogel to Huon Gulf to Finchafen seas 0.5 to 1.5 meters. Waters of Finchafen through Vitias Dampier Straits to CSC Long Islands seas 1 to 2 meters. Waters north of Long Island to Medang to Wewak to Aitape to Vanimo and northern PNG Indonesian border with waters of Manus and its western group of islands and with waters of New Ireland to New Britain and Bougainville seas 0.5 to 1.3 meters. Ocean focused for PNG areas. The Coral seas moderate to patches rough with southeast winds of 15 to 25 knots. The Solomon seas slight to moderate with southeast winds of 10 to 20 knots. The Bismarck seas slight with southeast winds of 10 to 15 knots. The Pacific Ocean sees slight to moderate with east to southeasterly winds of 10 to 20 knots.
The weather update was proudly brought to you by MoneyPlus, with you always.
And that's the news, sports and weather for Saturday, the 8th of May, 2021. Pleasant viewing. Be safe. Bye for now.